this here is one of the most important things. Like if you don't have this, everything else just goes to shit. What's up guys, Nguyen, OG Fitness. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new, this channel is all about fitness for martial arts for older guys. If you're young, it's not your fault and you won't be for long. Okay, so just a little bit about myself for those of you guys who are new. I'm 45 years old. I've been doing martial arts my whole life. A black belt in judo, a blue belt in BJJ, and let's dive right in. In today's video, we're going to talk about how not to let BJJ ruin your life or ruin your body. So here's the comment that sparked this video. What about BJJ as a older person? I see all these videos of people saying how BJJ destroyed my body. And of course I replied, people don't know how to train and recover while taking into consideration their age, fitness level, and lifestyle habits. I'll make a video specifically on, well, this topic. This is how, in my opinion, people destroy their bodies when they do BJJ. Now, I'm a victim of this myself, and I'm currently rehabbing all my injuries, so I'm taking a little bit of time off from competition, judo competition. BJJ, I'm getting back into it slowly but surely, and I do plan on getting a black belt as well because, well, double black is the dream, And of course, a world championship title in judo, of course, in the masters division. Like I said, I'm 45, so it's going to be masters, I don't know, 3, 4, who knows, right? But I don't plan on stopping. So the first thing that people do that ruins their body when it comes to BJJ is that they roll too often, way too often. I apologize. Not that they roll too often, but they roll hard too often. That's the thing. If you roll like a maniac, you give it your all, 100%, you're not going to last long. Like, it's going to vary from person to person, but typically a few years in and your body is going to be completely trashed. It's really hard on the joints. There's a lot of twisting, a lot of cranking. And one of the major things that BJJ guys have to deal with is back issues, myself included. So the other thing that guys do, actually don't do, which leads to them destroying their bodies in BJJ, is that they don't stretch enough and they don't mobilize their joints enough. This is something that you have to do very often. I would say every single day, either before or after your session. Now, if you're going to stretch before your session, it's going to have to be dynamic stretching. Don't do any kind of static stretching, but that's for another video. The other thing, they don't do any kind of joint prep. You have to prep your joints. And this is something that I got from gymnastics. These guys prep their joints a lot, properly. So over time, their joints are really solid. Their connective tissue is strengthened to the point where it can handle a lot of twisting, turning, impact, and so on. And the last thing that, in my opinion, guys don't do enough of is strength training. Now, it's more and more common now for guys to strength train and condition themselves when they do jiu-jitsu, but still, a lot of guys don't, and to their detriment, unfortunately. So the takeaway here, in my opinion, is don't overdo it. If you're an older guy, even if you're not that old, you can't overdo it. You can train every day. But training every day doesn't necessarily mean you have to roll every day. And it certainly doesn't mean that you have to roll hard every single time that you roll. So I suggest not more than 2 to 3 hard rolls a week in jiu-jitsu. Now, a great approach would actually be to train 3 weeks on and then 1 week off. Not completely off, like go there and do technique, a lot of technique, and stay away from the rolling to give your body a break and then focus on other things. So basically, when I say focus on other things, I mean work on your stability, work on your technique, of course, work on your strength training, work on your flexibility, your mobility, you know, all that good stuff. And of course, joint prep. This is one of the key elements that's going to keep you being able to do jiu-jitsu for, well, forever. When you're injured, do technique and don't roll. This is really important. Don't just tape it up and then continue going hard. I know it's very tempting, and it's the whole fun of jiu-jitsu is to roll, but if you want to roll forever and not just roll for a couple of years and then after that complain about how judo broke my body. Sorry, not judo, not judo. BJJ ruined my body, turned me into an old man, joint wise and all, and all of that. And you don't want to be one of those guys. Then you have to take it easy. When you're injured, when you tweak something, just back off the rolling and do technique instead. So quickly, conditioning. Guys don't condition enough. So conditioning, what is conditioning? In my opinion, it's strength work, stability work, flexibility work, and joint prep. When it comes to rolling 2-3 times a week, hard. When I say hard, I don't actually mean 100%. 100% should be reserved for competition. 80%, that's as hard as I would go. Because remember, you got to train again tomorrow. I believe that you should train every single day. But you don't need to go hard every single day. And you definitely don't need to roll every single day. And even when you do roll, you definitely don't have to go hard every single time. So 80% to me, I would consider that hard. I usually keep it at about anywhere between 50 to 70, just to be on the safe side. So that's one thing that you can do to basically last forever in BJJ. Now, another key thing is you got to sit less. This is for your lower back, because with jiu-jitsu, the posture is, well, it's a rounded back, under load, under tension, a lot of twisting and cranking and all that. So if on top of that, you sit 8 hours a day at work, it's going to have an impact, a big impact. And you might not feel it now, but when you do feel it, I'm telling you, it's an uphill battle to get back into shape and to fix your back issues. The Supple Leopard by Kelly Starrett. It's actually called Becoming the Supple Leopard. I'll put the link down below, but you guys have to read this book. This book has been very instrumental in me being able to maintain my physique and being able to continue to roll and do what I do at the age of 45. There's a lot of other things that you have to do, right, to stay strong for BJJ, but this here is one of the most important things. Like, if you don't have this, everything else just goes to shit. The book is basically about posture, about alignment, about how to generate force, how to generate torque, right? All while keeping your body safe by keeping it in proper alignment, which is something nobody teaches you, but a lot of times it's because they don't understand the importance of it. The other thing you got to do if you want to roll forever is to tap early. Really, tap early. It's not worth it. Save the risky business, I would say, for competition. And guys, if you're going to train hard and train every single day, you have to make sure you give as much attention to your recovery as you do the actual training. So you got to recover hard as well. So there's a lot that goes into that, but you have to learn how to listen to your body, take it easy, give it the TLC that it deserves. It's for a separate video, but really, you guys have to stretch every single day, massage every single day. And of course, you have to, well, joint prep every single day. And a lot of people don't talk about this because I think that a lot of people aren't actually aware of how important joint prep is. So another word for joint prep is basically prehab. You have to make sure that the connective tissue surrounding your joints and the muscles are nice and strong and tight. And of course, they have to be, to a degree, flexible as well. It has to have the mobility built into it. So to me, mobility is essentially a mix of range of motion, which is basically flexibility, and control, so strength. So strength and flexibility equals mobility. Bottom line, guys, the bottom line is that grappling, whether it be judo, wrestling, or jiu-jitsu, is super rough on the joints. So that's why you have to do all of this joint prep. You got to stretch, you got to massage and all that. And all the things that I mentioned, you have to take it easy, tap early, listen to your body, pace yourself, pace your training, be more technical, roll hard, not too often. As fun as it is, I know, it's really fun. But if you want to do this forever, you're going to have to optimize your training for the long run. And when I say the long run, I mean forever. Well, obviously we don't live forever, but forever in the sense that or until the day you die, essentially. So that's it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, drop it down below. If you want to ask me a question directly, ask me the question over on IG, because over there I can keep track of our conversations. And then from there, I'll be glad to help you guys out, answer you, And that's it for this video, guys. Peace.